I guess really what I'm thinking about is two parts of due diligence. The first part being the facility itself, and then the second part being more real estate related. So just to break that down a little bit, having a feasibility study to prove out the viability of the facility. A lot of times that starts with a pro forma, or it should, running financial projections based on case volume and payer mix. So having a thorough review of procedures that will be performed, how that aligns with the CPT codes and reimbursements based on the payer mix. And that also helps inform proper cash flow planning. That's a must at the beginning of a project, is having a clear picture of cash flow. Another point, consider the partner syndication, evaluating potential surgeon investors, for example, but just who's going to be partner owners of the facility. State licensure should always be considered early, reviewing that process, just that you know, what is the complexity of the State Department of Health regulatory guidelines based on the state that you're in, whether you're a CON state, non-CON state, have clarity around that. One more point, general cost, gain an understanding of overall cost of development, and then define of that cost, what's the source of equity from investment partners and or lending institutions. So that's kind of on the facility side. Over to real estate, we always suggest that you start with having some sort of framework around facility design, establishing the type and size of facility needed to support that patient volume, both current and future, which, by the way, we've now defined that in that feasibility study. So sometimes we're breaking it down into phases. So we've got projected growth with the course of time. We might be starting with an ASC and then adding on other ancillary functions as volume reaches a level that can be justified, just as an example. So it can be sort of a master planning effort, breaking it down into phases. But then once you have that program in place, you can use it to conduct a far more informed search and acquisition process for the real estate. So whether you're buying an existing building or going the land route and building ground up, but then throughout that process, there's a lot of due diligence work around that itself, comparing scopes of work and timing and cost, just to make sure that you're landing on the appropriate real estate location. And then from there, it really just goes into planning work, conceptual design, design development. The thing I want to mention, super important, is progressive budgeting to ensure costs are in line with overall financial projections for the development. So progressive budgeting while some of that due diligence is happening around planning for the real estate. So yeah, that's due diligence in a nutshell.